So what we're going to do is we're going to follow these steps. And here's the good thing about this. It says to determine the exact value for the following. You do not get to type in the sign of 135. Today on your homework, it literally says, no calculator allowed. On your test, which is block day of next week, you're going to have two parts. You're going to have a non-calculator part to the test and a calculator part, and that goes for everybody. So what that means is that I'm going to let you check your answers today, but that's it with a calculator. So right now, I want you all to type in the sign of 135. Go for it. You're going to get 0.707 something, correct? Okay, let's keep that locked in there because you're not allowed to use decimals. All your answers have to be simplified, and if there's a radical in the denominator, you've got to rationalize it, okay? So we're going to do this is kind of cool, by using everything that we've done so far in this unit, okay? We're going to rotate to the quadrant the angle is in, and the reference angle and triangle are drawn. Does that sound like something we just did? Yeah. So let's go ahead and do steps 1 and 2, and then we'll come back to 3 and 4, okay? So go ahead, and number 6, let's draw ourselves a coordinate plane. And let's go ahead and do this 135. Does everybody know what quadrant 135 is going to land in? What quadrant? 2. So I'm going to draw what I appear to be. It doesn't have to be perfect. A 100. This is 90. That's 180. Okay. So let's see. So this is a 135 degree angle. All right. Now it says to draw the reference triangle. Remember, if you're like, what triangle from what point? It doesn't really matter. So here's the deal. If you can imagine a unit circle, we're going to use unit circles, okay? And I'm going to drop a perpendicular to the x-axis always. And then your reference angle, y'all. What is your reference angle for a 135 degree angle? What angle is sitting right there underneath, inside the triangle by the x-axis? Yeah, say it. Excellent, 45 degrees. And the reason you know that is because if this is 135, the x-axis is 180 it takes. So I want you all to write down that our reference angle is equal to 45 degrees. Because that is you should be right now being going, oh. Now, if you have a reference angle of 45 degrees, watch this. Step 3 says, so just so you know, we've already done step 1 and 2. So here's the deal. We're not going to be doing actually the sign of 135. We're actually going to be doing the sign of a 45 degree angle because that's the angle that's inside the right triangle. Now, humor me here. Go ahead and type in the sign of 45, everybody. You're not going to be able to use your calculator much longer. Now, what's that say?
Same thing.
Oh my gosh, not a shocker that it's also 0.707 blah, 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 because the 135 and its reference angle are going to give us the same trig relationship. Now, let's go to step 3. Label the sides of the triangle based on the reference angle. If you want to label it what? Because here's what we've done in the past, right? I'm going to highlight this in red. In the past, you've known the coordinates of this point, or we've called it x, y, but we don't know that point. But we know the angle. Y'all, what type of triangle is this? It's an isosceles right triangle, right? So that's 45. What's this?
45.
And what do we know about these two legs? And because we are on a unit circle, what is this hypotenuse, aka the radius of the circle? Okay, now let's get to work. Use your trig ratio from up above, and let's figure out what these two sides are.